Prince Harry came under fire for not intervening to stop his wife from doing an ostentatious curtsy on Netflix that was said to have mocked his late grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II. The renegade bow, which was featured in the serial Unleashed on the World on Thursday morning, was a topic on which Tory MP Mark Jenkinson could not remain mute. The renegade bow, which was featured in the serial Unleashed on the World yesterday morning, upset very many people. Mr. Jenkinson, a married man of 4, seemed to imply that Harry should have avoided or defended the Queen when the curtsy occurred. He told his Twitter followers, "The ultimate betrayal, and he just sits and watches." This morning, as the argument over the deed grew more heated, Princess Diana's personal chef also criticised Meghan. Darren McGrady, who spent 15 years cooking for the late Queen, Diana, William and Harry, takes issue with several aspects of the programme. And after Harry's claim that his wife Meghan was like his beloved late mother, Mr. Grady declared, "Your wife will never be like or similar to your mother. I knew Princess Diana for 15 years. Not even close." But unlike many others, he was most offended by Meghan's extravagant bow. He emphasised Harry's expression in the video, saying, "The look on his face when his wife laughs after having to curtsy to the Queen says everything for me. I've known Harry ever since I held him as a newborn in the kitchen of Windsor Castle, while Princess Diana was eating cereal," continued Mr. McGrady. "Prince Harry, with respect, sir, your wife will never be like or similar to your mother. Never. Absolutely never." He said of Meghan, "She chose to marry into the royal family. She had a choice." His views were echoed by many on social media, who believed it was disrespectful. One added, "The Princess of Wales also had to learn many things when she became part of this family. But she was never disrespectful or made fun of it when she had to curtsy to Her Majesty. The Royal Highness was always respectful to the woman who dedicated her whole life to the crown." Royal author Giles Brandreth called the demonstration of the curtsy mocking and embarrassing. The writer and broadcaster told Vanessa Feltz's drive time show on Talk TV, "Nobody curtsies to the Queen like that, and nobody would have advised her to do it that way. It's embarrassing because it is mocking, and nobody's ever curtsied to the Queen like that." He added, "Harry would have known how to bow, as it were. It's a brief nod, and the curtsy is to show respect for the sovereign, and in the case of the Queen, a lady in her 90s, who actually had earned respect throughout a lifetime of service, and that is it. To do this sort of mocking thing is uncomfortable, but it is a cultural difference. It's like you would do a curtsy if you were playing in Snow White." Shortly after she and the Duke made their relationship public in 2016, Meghan had her first encounter with the Queen during a luncheon at the Royal Lodge in Windsor. But she claimed that the entire event resembled an antiquated banquet at medieval times, a family dinner theatre in the US that features jousting, sword fighting and staged medieval activities. The Queen was the first senior member of the royal family that met Meghan after she and Harry announced their relationship in 2016. She had no idea what it all consisted of, Harry tells the docu-series, as he sits with his arms around his wife. So it was a bit of a shock in the system for her. Grinning, Meghan added, "I mean, it's surreal. There wasn't like some big moment of, now you're gonna meet my grandmother. I didn't know I was going to meet her until moments before. We were in the car and we were going to the Royal Lodge for lunch. And Harry, was like, oh, my grandmother is here. She's going to be there after church. I remember we were in the car driving and he's like, you know how to curtsy, right? And I just thought it was a joke." Harry continued, "How do you explain that to people? I mean, how do you explain that you bow to your grandmother and that you would need to curtsy, especially to an American? I mean, that's weird." Meghan then tells the documentary, "Now I'm starting to realise this is a big deal. I mean, Americans will understand this. We have medieval times dinner and tournament. It was like that, like I curtsied as though I was like, 'Pleasure to meet you, Your Majesty.' It was so intense. And then when she left, Eugenie and Jack and Fergie said, "You did great." "Thanks. I didn't know what I was doing."